Okay, so I'm going to read something from A Course in Miracles. Only appreciation is an appropriate response to your brother. Gratitude is due him for both his loving thoughts and his appeals for help. For both are capable of bringing love into your awareness if you perceive them truly. And all your sense of strain comes from your attempt not to do justice. Okay, so only appreciation is an appropriate response to your brother. So why is this? So A Course in Miracles says that relationships are assignments. They are assignments for us to grow. So this is not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be without resistance. So whether there are loving situations and loving thoughts coming from another person or us, or unloving behavior and thoughts, which is really just an appeal for help, we are to show gratitude for the possibility of growth in that situation. Now, we don't have to take that opportunity of growing. We can instead go the ego way and want to be right and start to point out all of the things that is wrong with the situation or with the other person or with the other person's behavior. Now, don't get me wrong, they might have acted wrongly on an earthly level, on a personality level. They might have made a mistake. But A Course in Miracles also says, this is not word by word, but it says something along the lines of, we are to tell our brother that he is right even when he is wrong. Meaning, do we want to be right or do we want to be happy? Do we want to be right or do we want to be at peace? Do we want to be right or do we want to be free, ultimately? Being free meaning worldly external situations and other people's behavior cannot, when we are free, truly free, those situations cannot budge our inner peace. We can still express our discomfort and our feelings about how someone else is acting, but we can do it in a compassionate, loving way. And, showing gratitude is not necessarily telling the other person thank you in that situation. They're not going to necessarily understand what that means, but it's more of an energetic level. It does also say elsewhere in A Course in Miracles that all actions are either derived from love or they are a call for love. So that comes back to gratitude is due him for both his loving thoughts and his appeals for help. For both are capable of bringing love into your awareness if you perceive them truly. So basically, coming back to this, that relationships are assignments. Really, our job is to understand and truly be able to love in all situations. That does not mean that love doesn't sometimes say no, but it is to not let the ego get the better of us, let our egos get the last say or the first say. So it is to, obviously, if someone shows us love, it's easy to show love back. The challenge is not to show someone love when they show us love. That's quite easy. The challenge is when someone is not acting correctly as we perceive it, and to still show love and compassion back. There is a freedom in that. So coming back to, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy and at peace and free? There is a freedom in that when you realize that I don't need to take this personally. It doesn't mean that we don't have feelings or that we suppress our feelings. It's just not seeing it as an attack. There is a freedom in feeling compassion when the situation seems to dictate something else, that we should have another reaction, but instead still feeling compassion and not take it personally. There's a deep sense of freedom in that, because it also means that we are not at the effect as much as we used to be of the situation we find ourselves in. So, as it says in the end, all your sense of strain comes from your attempts not to do just this. So, sense of strain meaning, well, I'm right, and this person did wrong, and this person is acting wrong, and I need to push against, and I need to prove that I'm right and they are wrong. There is such a sense of strain in that kind of feeling, rather than freedom. And it's not about right or wrong. I mean, it's not that it's wrong necessarily to choose the ego way and start pushing against. It's just a choice. Again, do we want to be right, or do we want to be happy, or do we want to be at peace? And it says also, so of course Miracles also explains that whenever we are not at peace, we have chosen wrongly. And one of the lessons says something along the lines of, I am not at peace, so I have therefore chosen wrongly, and I want to choose again. So it's almost out of a self-interest. We forgive and we show compassion so that we can be at peace. Yeah. I hope that gave some insight, and have a look out again for more videos. Thank you.